This world shall know pain.
Yo guys, it's your homie Xeno Pain. I'd like to welcome y'all to another Black Desert Online video, and in this video we're going to be going over my top 5 choices for classes for those of you who want to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to experiencing the game, whether that be in PvE or PvP content. I went ahead and added a little bit of lore as well to this video, so I hope you guys all enjoy. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. At number 5, we got the Sage. Are you into Marvel movies and Doctor Strange happens to be your favorite Marvel character? Then Sage might be the class for you. The Sage is able to utilize a weapon called the Keeve in succession. This weapon is considered an ancient god-defying weapon that allows the Sage to open up rifts in space and time. With this weapon, he's allowed to summon the ancient known as Ator, who is also well known throughout the Black Desert lore as a prominent figure out of all the ancients of legend that has death-defying strength and power. Ator the Ancient is said to be so strong that he must remain dormant, but the Sage is the only one who can control his powers in increments. This is what makes Sage in succession so formidable. Now we have Awakening. In Awakening, you utilize a lightning-powered spear called the Kebelis. So if you all are into like Greek or Norse mythology, this tree is probably going to be more to your liking than Succession, because this skill tree, Awakening, has some similarities to the Greek god Zeus and the Norse god Odin. This class in Awakening is the closest thing we have in Black Desert as well to a Dragoon class, at least for the moment. Now, if you guys do pick this class, I'll tell you right now, he performs really well in both PvE and PvP content. And while the general consensus is to play the tree that you love, people do prefer the Awakening tree over the Succession tree. Corsair comes at our number 4 spot. If you're into water play, pirate shanties, and mermaids with not one, not two, but a whole army of otters to command to do various things, such as shoot cannons at your foes and high-five you for a job well done, then look no further. This class is for you. This class in its succession utilizes a sword called the Saranaka. It's a blade that I can only describe as one that detaches from itself to make itself longer. As a reference, you guys could probably look up Ivy Valentine in Soul Calibur. That's probably the closest thing to what her sword does. This class can traverse water, which is a specialty only given to her with her LT or L2, and also has another specialty passive that allows her to swim faster in waters compared to other characters. In Succession, she will utilize a lot of acrobatic type skills, from jumping into the air to various spins on the ground to decimate her foes. Now, while in Awakening, she utilizes a water gun wielding Petrarca. This was given to her by her father, Patrago, who is also in the game. If you go through her class, you'll be able to understand what kind of the whole thing is happening between her father and the otters. And this is actually where she shines with otter companions. They come in to aid her in various ways in both PvP and PvE. These companions of hers can provide support fire with cannons to providing buffs, along with an army of them attacking her enemies. This is her family, and no one messes with family, as the great Vin Diesel said. She is great in both PvE and PvP situations, and for this class, it's more of a preference of what you want to use on the Awakening and Succession front. Play what you like and go with it. For this class, does not really matter either way. Nova comes in at our number 3 spot. If goth gamers are what you seek, then this class is for you. In Succession, this class uses the power of Axion, the King of the Dead. She uses 2 weapons called the Morningstar, which is a mace, and the Cortaron, which is a tower shield. Axion is described to be a gigantic undead creature with massive wings and horns. Nova must sacrifice her own vitality and Thornguard to summon this King of the Dead. She can also summon the Thornwood Guard, which are her protectors and can be used to power through hordes of enemies in both PvE settings and PvP settings. She is a Summon S type class in her Succession, but also a melee. Now in Awakening, Nova uses a Sting, a rapier-like weapon that can also turn into a scythe, which is imbued by the Thorn of Katoran, which is to be said to be the power of the Thornwood goddess who was known as a distorted god. In Awakening, she will be able to utilize speed revolved around royal fencing type gameplay compared to her counterpart Succession. Nova in Awakening has a special trait known as On Guard, which gives her an incredible boost to speed. She's also able to stack a resource called Star's Breath with every skill, which can be used in succession with On Guard for big boosts in movement speed, amongst other things. This class performs really well all around in both PvE and PvP situations, while again the general consensus is to pick what you love and enjoy in the game. The succession tree for Nova is the most preferred in the Black Desert online community. Lahn comes at our number 2 spot. Are you a hopeless romantic and love romantic stories about death and revenge? Then the Lahn is for you. She probably has one of the most touching lores out of several other classes, with both her Succession story and Awakening story being about a man named Jung and how she lost him and swore revenge. And guess what? She did. In Succession, Lahn uses a crescent pendulum as her weapon. She uses a dancing martial art to cut through her enemies to deliver devastating attacks by swinging her weapon with deadly precision and accuracy. This class also has a unique skill only to them that allows her to glide across the air gracefully. Using this ability makes it to where she can get in and get out of situations that have to do with either PvP or PvE. Now we have Lahn's Awakening weapon, which is called the Crimson Glaives, which were weapons she was actually tricked into touching and having to use them to get her revenge for Jung. Touching these weapons made her consume the dark energy from within and was supposed to actually end her life, but it never did. She actually mastered and controlled these weapons with ease, well after going on a murderous rampage that was out of revenge. These weapons are twin swords connected by a chain to emphasize her dancing type battle style, but while in Awakening she is provided with skills that provide her with one of the best sustains in the game aside from one other class. So if sustain is the game and you like spinning to win, Awakening will be your best bet. Now, like I always say earlier in the guide, that the general consensus is to play what you want. Awakening is the most preferred for the Lahn. Guardian comes at our number 1 spot. Do you appreciate the finer things in life? Do you have a thing for women who have dragon blood in them? Do you like the word thick? The Guardian is going to be the class for you because in Succession, the Guardian utilizes a battle axe and a shield. In this form, the Guardian is a powerhouse, using her axe and the power of the earth on her side with high damage capabilities and just being all around simple to use. This class comes recommended. Her PvE and PvP game is on point. She looks well in all forms of content that Black Desert has to offer. She can do high end AP spots with lower AP and DP requirements. Her sustain is one of the best in the game. In her Awakening, however, her gameplay changes a little bit to an even bigger axe called the Jordan. It's a polearm that burns with the holy flame of Ynyx, the magic fire that has the power to slay even the gods themselves. The Guardian has the blood of an ancient dragon named Labraska running through her veins, who was the ruler and guardian of the Golden Mountain. Labraska consumed the holy flame to challenge the gods, but Labraska was betrayed and the gods punished her. The Guardian class in Awakening uses the power of Ynyx, now with her trusted Jordan, in this form of the Guardian. Her AoE skills become intensified, allowing her to take on large groups at a time. Her sustain for both her HP and WP remain top of the line amongst the classes that Black Desert Online has to offer. Her skills also turn into magma and flames, while her ultimate is making herself the embodiment of a phoenix. However, the community prefers Guardian Succession for PvP type content and Guardian Awakening for PvE type content. Guardian Succession just performs really well and better than the Awakening does in her Succession, and her Awakening performs better in the PvE type content more so than her Succession. These are my top 5 choices for those players that are barely starting out on their Black Desert journey. So this guide was specifically for beginners. I hope this helps you all in making a decision and what class to use on your adventure. I know choosing a class is very difficult, so keep that in mind as well. Just because these classes are beginner friendly does not mean other classes are better in any way, shape, or form. It comes down to preference. Play what you love, because you're only going to enjoy the game if you actually like the class that you're playing. But for me myself, I've been playing since closed beta on console, and until this day I still remain a Dark Knight and Guardian main. Other than that, leave a like, and also tell me what y'all think about this guide down in the description below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And why? I hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of lore that I put into the video. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe to your homie for more Black Desert Online content. Ya homie Xenopane out. Peace.